I think about entrepreneurship, like, the games, like, I don't know if you've ever played Sim City or something like that, but if there was a video game called Sim Entrepreneur, the levels you'd be interested in playing would be these levels. Like, I remember playing Sim City. It was kind of boring when you just had your city working. What you wanted to do is have an earthquake, right? You got to rebuild the city. That's where the game got exciting. And I think that if we remember that when we're in entrepreneurship and recognize that, these are the levels that we came to play, then we have a totally different attitude when they happen. And it sounds like you're like that when all the crap happens. It's like, oh, it's the big boss. It's the level up time. And I've watched you do that, and I'm impressed by your skills in that area.
Well, it's a funny thing. In your personal life, once every 10 years, you're going to face a big change, a big transformation. Something big's going to come at you in your personal life once every 10 years. Maybe a loved one gets sick. Maybe you get an injury. Maybe a business goes out of business. Maybe some huge customer doesn't pay you, and that causes a really big impact to your business. But personally, you're going to have something big happen every 10 years. And then economically, there's going to be something big happen every 10 years. So the global financial crisis 10 years ago, and the dot-com crash 10 years before that, and the 1987 crash before that, and the fall of the USSR, around that same time. So about every 10 years, economically, something huge happens. And if you don't get used to surfing these waves or playing these levels, as you put it, you're going to be constantly shocked twice a decade. 2 times a decade, you're going to be sitting there going, oh, it's happened again. But as soon as you recognize that this stuff happens every single decade, you just go, wow, cool. Okay, I can surf this wave. And not only can I tolerate it, I can make the most of it. There's great opportunities at these times as well. It's a great opportunity to get back to your original intention of the business, the first principles of your business. Why did you get in business in the first place? What is it that you're trying to solve for people? What do customers come to you for? All of those questions, you get to come up with better answers during these periods of time.
Yeah, very true. If we face these things like they're terrible, then we're going to make terrible decisions, and I did notice, like, speaking of this idea that there's stuff is going to happen roughly every 10 years. What I noticed is that the people that I spoke to that were in their 20s, they're like, oh, this is not a big deal. Like, because they don't know enough to know how scary this is. And then the people in their 30s, they're terrified. And the people in their 40s are going, this is serious, but we can handle it. People in their 50s are going, bring it on. People in their 60s are going, this is going to be fun. Now, I'm kidding, because it's not not everybody in those age groups, but in my circle of friends, that's kind of the pattern I saw. And it's partly what made me want to put this thing together, because I was having this conversation with Jack Canfield a while back about this stuff. And, his business, events business, they've been through 3 of these major contractions and thrived through them every single time. So that message that you're offering, first of all, I'm glad that you're able to see such wisdom at your ripe young age, and that you're here to share it with all of us.